Hello, artsy friends. This is artist Tristina Dietz-Elms here to share with you today the Painter's Color Diary for watercolors. I've been wanting this for a long time, and I decided to buy from a small seller. I love to support small sellers on eBay. A set of paints that I hand chose each one of them. They are Winsor and Newton Professional Watercolors in a 5 milliliter size. They're all 5 milliliters, and I am looking forward to trying these because they are all excellent to good light fastness. And for me as a professional artist, that's important. So let's go ahead and get started. What I found intriguing about the Painter's Color Diary for watercolor is it's 100% cotton paper. Fantastic. And here I'm going to use a blade, and I'm cutting it open for the first time. I'm so excited. Like I said, this is the first one of the Painter's Color Diary for watercolors that I'm using. And the neat thing is it's not just for watercolor paints, but also for watercolor pencils, gouache. You can use water-soluble oil pastels and even soft pastels on it. Now, when you open it, you're going to notice that there is a sheet on the inside, a sheet of, it looks like tracing paper or vellum, and that is to protect the swatches that you put in there. And you can, say, do oil pastels on the paper, and then this will protect each one of the pages. Also, the pages are removable, so you can move the sections around if you decide that you want to change the order of your book. Let's get started with the swatching by doing the titanium white. And titanium white is a PW6 pigment, and it has an excellent light fastness. Oops, I forgot to write at the top of the page, Winsor and Newton. And then the beautiful thing about the Painter's Diary is they give you space to write notes. Now I'm using a size 6 Princeton Velvet Touch brush for these swatches. And this is Winsor Orange. Look at how luminous that orange is. It's absolutely beautiful. It has an excellent light fastness, and it's a PO62 pigment. The next pigment is Winsor Red. Winsor Red, you're going to see, is a very strong red, and it's also, again, quite luminous. Now, I got a little spot on the watercolor paper, so I just used a blender brush that I will make sure that I note in the description what all these brushes and supplies are. And so for the Winsor Red, it's a PR254 pigment, and the light fastness is excellent. The next color is Quin Red, or quinacridone red. And this one's a little dry, but you can always cut the end of the tube off if you need to get that good paint out of there. Quinacridone red is very transparent. It's quite the staining color, and it's a PR209 with an excellent light fastness. The next color is Permanent Rose. Oh my gosh, one of my absolute favorites, Permanent Rose. Look at how deep and just so staining this color is, so you do have to be careful with it. And it is a PV19 with an excellent light fastness rating. The next color is Perylene Maroon. I love the Perylene colors. There's just some depth that goes along with them. It's quite dark. You can see through it, but it is definitely dark. And the code is PR179, and it has an excellent light fastness. The next color is Caput Mortem Violet. There's a history to this color. Back in the 1500s to 1800s, it was created with, wait for it, ground up mummy. It's a very dark color. Today we make it synthetic as a red iron oxide. The code for the color is PR101, and it has an excellent light fastness. The next color is cobalt green, and it does have some cobalt in it, so you do need to be careful with that if you are sensitive to toxic chemicals. I love the green of it, and you'll notice that it's very dense like the caput mortuum, so you need to add a lot of water if you want to get just that very light green, almost a blue-green color. The color code is PG50, and it has an excellent light fastness. The next color is olive green. This is actually a combination color. It's not just one. And it has a classic green color to it. It's nice and translucent. And you'll notice that it has a bit of a yellow undertone. So the colors are PY42, that's a pigment yellow color, and a PG7. The light fastness is excellent. The next color is green gold. It is a single pigment, but it kind of has, again, that yellow undertone to it when you lift it with a lot of water, but it has quite a dense color when you don't lift it with a lot of water. It is the pigment PY129, so that's pigment yellow 129. The light fastness is very good, so it is not excellent. It's the next level down from excellent. The next color is Antwerp Blue. Antwerp Blue is an interesting color. It only has a good light fastness rating, and that's because when it is in the sunlight, it will fade, but when you put it back into a drawer or the shade, it comes back to life. It's a very unusual color. You will find that it dries a little bit more toward the green side when it's finished drying, and it's a PB27 color code. Now, the next color is Indanthrone Blue, and it has an excellent light fastness rating. I liken this Indanthrone Blue to slightly less dense than an indigo. If you look at it here, you can see it's quite dark, although when it dries, the black line does show back through it, but it's in between that indigo and an ultramarine blue. The color code is PB60. Now we're done with the 12 swatches. Let's make something. I like to use the Canson XL watercolor paper. It's 140 pounds, and it's a perfect workhorse for experimentation in the studio. It is not 100% cotton, so I wouldn't use it for a professional finished painting, but it's perfect for practicing and working your paints out. Now, I have added a little bit of permanent yellow light because there was no yellow to color mix with in this set. And if I want to mix some greens, I'm going to need that yellow and some other oranges besides the Winsor orange. Sometimes I like to take my reds and throw a little bit of made orange on them, and that will help to just make the colors come together and just create variations. I love the variations, so I'll often come back and put more color in on top of a dry color or while the color is still wet and let them spread. Isn't that the beauty of watercolor, is letting the color spread like that? Then I've also made a purple using some of those red colors and some of the blues, especially the Antwerp blue. Then I've gone in with just yellow and put little triangles to fill up the spaces. This was a really fun experiment. I hope you enjoyed that painting, and I encourage you to get yourself some fun paints and a brush. I have my favorite water container there, and experiment for yourself. Happy arting!